I didn't think in the last episode of Love Island, season 7, was going to be fed like this. Huda said that she's surprised that she's still here. And I'm like, I'm surprised you still here. Chris said, listen, I don't care about this 50K no more. I want to go home. Send me home. Give me my one-way flight. I'm done. This is too ashy for me. This is missing side tooth behavior. I don't want anything. I just want to go home. Brian and Amaya gave us Disney fairy tales. Y'all, when I say I was mad, I was pissed off. This is the finale. They are one of 4 final couples. And this is what we're getting? Unbelievable. Chris gave us shade, passive aggressiveness, reverse psychology, all with a smile and some champagne. I can't make this up. Love Island, USA, episode 36, the finale. Let's get into it. Let's go. My name is Whitney. Welcome to my little corner of the internet. Today we are discussing Love Island, the finale. It's done. It's been a long ride. I'm happy it's over. I am so happy it's over. Let's dive into this mess. Let's wrap this show on up. So the show opens up and we have our 4 finalists. Bittersweet, very bittersweet, I must say. It was very sad not to see Chelley and Ace. Y'all, I'm not even gonna hold you. I was upset. I didn't even record episode 34. The beginning was beautiful. We had family. We had Amaya's parents. We had Shelly's. We had the Haitians in the building and they came matching. And they showed so many good moments of Ace's family. And I'm like, oh, this is good. But I was concerned because I was like, they're getting a lot of camera time. I was very suspicious. It was nice to see, I'm saying Nicolandria's mom. It was nice to see Nick's mom, his sister, Andrea's mom. She ate. And their conversations together. Mama, I look good. Body tea, face tea. I love it. That warmed up my heart. So I don't know how you go from warming up my heart to later on in the episode. And the last 2 couples are Chelley and Ace, Iris and Pepe.
Chelley and Ace, your Love Island journey ends tonight.
And then Chelley and Ace been eliminated for the competition. I was so upset. Y'all, when I say I was mad, I was mad. I was pissed off. We literally have 2 couples that are sitting there that don't deserve to have a seat at the table to be the top 4. Absolutely not. They were an actual couple, closed off couple. And we get to the final 4 and we have no one closed off. Iris and Pepe is giving me placeholder. Amaya and Bryan, they end up closing it off later. Nicolandria, who I will always support. I'm not even getting to Chris and Huda. If we're going to do top 4, Amaya and Bryan, Nicolandria, Ace and Chelley, and Taylor and Clark. I'm going to just keep it a buck. Is the common sense in the room with us? Absolutely not. I have no words. But here we are. Even though I started off the episode very salty, they fed me with Nicolandria. The way that Nick just like, it was cute. It was cute. And I don't know why it just frustrates me when people say that there's no chemistry between them. Yeah. If Nick is kissing Olandria, is Olandria kissing Nick back? Yes. Yes. Is she pushing him away? No. That was on my screen for a little bit. So this whole just give it a rest. I just want people to go psychoanalyze something else. Just leave him alone. Leave Nicolandria alone. I ain't gonna lie, I watched that scene at least 10 times. It was nice. Remember one of the earlier episodes? I believe it was episode 2. Not me being a Love Island historian. Ciao. Anyways, it was at the end of episode 2. Nick definitely went for Olandria. Even Ariana was like, oh, excuse me. So he finally tells Olandria, yes, I was the one who kissed you. Olandria was like, why did you kiss me? And Nick was like, because I was interested. She reminded him about his love triangle, with Belle and Sierra. Nick said he was interested. I'm like, girl, why are we asking these questions? Look at you, Olandria. Look at you. Why would he not? Come on, girl. Come on. So Amaya and Bryan, they're in soul ties. They're just enjoying themselves. And it's really good to see Bryan looking more relaxed. He has more to add to the conversation. I know he's a talker. You see all his teeth. He's smiling. keeps up the banter. I'm like, okay, good. Keep it up. We switch over to Chris and Huda. Huda said that she's surprised that she's still here. And I'm like, I'm surprised you still here. Chris then tells Huda meeting you and watching this grow was an unexpected surprise. Chris, stop lying. Chris, please. I'm with you when I'm with you. And then I'm not, like, just rest. They continue to chat. Huda said that she's thankful that they found each other. Did y'all peep Chris's face? Did y'all peep that smirk? Ooh, he don't like that girl. Chris was like, listen, I'm in on the scheme and the plot and the scheme. And my mom and my sister came to try to help me in this plot and the scheme so I can get out of their guest bedroom. And I was lost for words. Anyways, let's move on. Bryan says to the boys, like, hey, can we get some sleep tonight? No kissing ASMR. Everybody be quiet. Huda's talking to the girls. She said, I thought I was going home. I guess, girls, same. Pillow fight kicks off. They're having fun. And here comes Amaya. Final four. Just squealing like a 5-year-old. My girl got a pitch in her voice. So then Amaya and Huda, they come in. They start swinging left and right. And Chris, you know, he got a huge arm span. He takes a pillow. And when I say he chucked it at Huda's face, and she's like, you hit me in the nose, bro. And one thing I noticed is not a single person followed her. They're like, this is our last night. We don't care. We're done. You're alive. No blood. There's no injury. You're okay. In that moment, Chris did apologize when she came back. Chris should have been like, hey, I'm sorry. My bad. Are you good? Just a little something. Okay. Just a little something for the cameras. Chris is already annoyed. He puts a stack of pillows over his face. Chris knows he's about to hear it when he comes back. He's like, I don't want to hear it. I know she's going to complain. I know she's going to bicker. She comes back with a Band-Aid on her nose. And she's like, look what I have to wear on my face. At that point, I knew he was officially done with her. Should he have apologized beforehand? Yes. But, you know, he done. So this next scene was funny to me. The lights are out. Huda taps Chris on the shoulder. Hello. She hits him with the, I'm going to give you 3 seconds. She starts counting out loud. 3, 2, 1. Chris is like, listen, I'm just trying to sleep. I'm not trying to be all sleepy all day. I understand him. It's their last night. They're getting closer to the finale. He just wants to rest. Huda whining like a child. Oh my God, just cuddle me then. And I'm like, girl, he's not budging. Of course she doesn't get her way. Then she ends up flipping it on Chris, saying the most strangest thing. If not cuddling me is not worth me being upset tomorrow, which is a threat, that's the battle you're picking. So congratulations. Yikes. Wow. There was so much to unpack here. Unbelievable. Chris is clearly withdrawing emotionally and physically. He wants rest and he wants space. And Huda is just not taking a hint. When someone tells her no, she just hears rejection and then she escalates instead of accepting someone's boundaries. If someone tells you no, the answer is no. And if we would have flipped this around and she was a guy and he was a girl, you would look at the situation and be like, yeah, like he's being pushy. This guy's not accepting this girl's boundaries. The same thing applies to this situation, even if Huda is a woman. It was just very hard and cringy to watch. Then her saying, I'm going to give you 3 seconds, like he's a child. What are we doing here? That's not romantic. That would not want to make anyone come closer and be intimate with you. And for her to say, if you don't cuddle me now, then you're going to face some consequences tomorrow. That just showed me that she is highly self-aware of what she does, what she says. She's aware. She is self-aware and she's choosing to be manipulative. And that's very dangerous to me. I'm sorry. I'm already going to make you suffer tomorrow if you don't do what I need you to do tonight. That's someone who knows that they're going to manipulate you to get what they want because they're controlling. They have a little side of evil and evil. That was a lot. That was a lot to unpack. Let me move on. So it's the top of the morning. We get a text message saying that it's Nick and Olandria's final date. It was so sweet seeing the boys help Nick get ready. They're just giving him good wishes. Side note, but I just really love the bromance this season. It was a little different with Jeremiah. That's a story for another day. The men wore their heart on their sleeves this season. They were just transparent, vulnerable. And our girl Olandria, she's excited to go on this date. She's saying that she's hoping that it's romantic. And Nick gives her butterflies. And I'm like, oh my God, it's so cute. So cute. They took a boat over to a private island and they did a long beach walk. And it started off with the whole Titanic moment of Nick just at the front. It was just very beautiful. As they were walking the beach, they were picking up bottles and there was a message in a bottle and it came from viewers letting them know that you guys bring out the best in one another. You guys are couple goals. Olandria, the way that you look at him, Nick, the way that you look at her, there's something magnetic between you guys. And they just talk about how they miss all the signs. I thought we were done. Nope. There's a beautiful picnic scene. We have a nice spread, a fruit platter, flowers. Nick says to Olandria that we're each other's roadmap. It's a full circle moment. Just very, very good with his words. Olandria admitted that she fell in love with potential in the past, and she admitted she made the same mistake in this villa. And that was so good to hear. I'm just so happy that she had that realization that she understands that it's not about potential. It's, do you have clarity from that person? How was their character? Are they consistent with you? All the things that Taylor was just not giving her. She's choosing not to chase potential anymore. And this is the type of growth that I wanted to see from Olandria. I felt so happy she came to this moment, and I was worried about her for a second. But at the end of the day, she just decided that she was going to just choose her. And I love that. I think Olandria asked him, has he ever been in love before? And he said he's been in love twice. And he mentioned that love is a seed that you keep watering and it grows and it grows. And he planned to take this little love plant outside the villa. And I was, okay, excuse me. She's looking forward to coming to Florida, having dinner with his family. She's nervous, but she's also so excited. This is the happiest I've ever seen Olandria. Nick lets her know, I appreciate your loyalty, your sense of humor. He's excited for her to meet his dad. Nick lets Olandria know that he wants to still keep exploring this, that he has love for her, and he wants to continue watering and see where this goes. She agrees. He's like, listen, thank you for being you. Wow. I'm good. I'm happy. But it wasn't over yet. They continue to walk. Olandria gets a letter from her sister. Nick gets one from his dad. Nick's dad's letter, beautiful. He's excited to see what the future holds. And the best relationships are built on friendship and shared values. And that's why wife, they've been married for 35 years. And one key thing that I really love that Nick dad said, whenever that final vote comes, whether if Nicolandria comes out on top or not, you already won. You know what? Yes. Olandria's sister write her a beautiful message saying that they just love her with Nick. Olandria solidifies it that her sister's support means everything to her. I think she was really looking for not only her mother, but for her sisters to give her the green light. They're proud of her. They love her and Nick together. And then they go off to the peak of the mountain. He gives her a twirl and they share a kiss. Again, can we shout out to just the cameramen, the editing, and again, the cinematography, just beautiful. So Nick and Olandria, they come back to the villa. Of course, they're sharing their date on how it went. And I couldn't help to be a little sad just seeing Amaya and Huda there, just giving her praise. It's cute, but it definitely would have hit different if Chelly was there. Iris and Pepe, they have their final date. Iris looks so cute. Pepe, actually, they were kind of matching in a way. They go on a boat. What kind of boat was that? Parasail boat? They went out in the ocean. The captain drops an anchor. They're able to get out and go snorkeling. And again, the cinematography, the visuals, amazing. Very beautiful. To be honest, they didn't really talk about it much. Since she lives in Calabasas, he lives in LA, and then he just talks about he's going to make the drive up to see her. And I felt the majority of the conversation, again, it is editing, but the majority of the conversation was held by Pepe. End of story. So our beautiful presentation is interrupted because we have more Huda and Chris drama. Chris pulls Bryan for a chat and He starts venting. He's like, look, this whole vibe with Huda is off. She was trying to get all touchy last night. I told her I was trying to sleep. He was like, do you want to know what she told me? She starts counting down. 3, you got 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Brian is flabbergasted, but again, they're on camera. He was like, that's something that my dad used to say. Look, that would have ruined my whole night. Chris says that he chose sleep and I shouldn't have to argue about resting. Brian, of course, laughs it off and gives him advice and tells him to basically, Brian doesn't give good advice. He just tells him, hey, just stick it out. At this point, they're at the finale. The final dates are approaching. He's just giving him a very PG pageant answer. Focus on having a good date. Focus on having a good time. And that's it. So, you know, Huda got to go share her grievances to someone. And she talks to Amaya saying that she needs advice. She said that she likes to keep things to herself. And then she says when she does express them, Chris gets defensive. And I'm like, girl, no, it's the other way around. She claims that she likes when a man is physically affectionate, obsesses over her. Amaya's probing, saying when was the last time you brought it up to him? So what did he do? Huda then says, he turned away. I slept cold. And I was like, oh, the drama. The drama. It's just so interesting to me how she starts to chat with Amaya as if she's the one that's been wronged, when clearly she was not respecting his boundary. And then she says when she speaks up, Chris gets defensive. Nah. How many times when Chris has attempted to be honest and share his real feelings, what does she end up doing? Getting upset and walking away from the conversation. So if anything, her walking away is being defensive and quite avoidant. And when you keep walking away like that, the problem festers and you don't ever reach a conclusion. And the whole pivoting that she's hurt because he won't touch her. Meanwhile, she was the one that created the whole boundary about PDA. He's respecting it, but then you won't respect him. And the way that she spins that to another person is scary to me. And I just hope during the reunion that they capture that moment. They play it back. It's just straight up victimhood, and I just hate to see it. She always finds a very clever way to reposition what she did and bring light to what the other person did. So next, it is time for Huda and Chris to have their day. And baby, when I said this entire scene fed me, just on visuals alone, the scenery was beautiful. They're having a candlelight dinner. Chris is all smiles. He's happy. He is popping champagne. He's excited to start the night. His SAG card is in his back pocket. He's ready to go. They're obviously pretending to be happy. They cheers to their first date. Huda gently asks Chris, how are you doing? He lets her know, I'm pretty good. You know, he's drinking his champagne. He's enjoying himself. Then he said that he pretty much found what he's looking for. And I'm like, excuse me? Just when you think he's done, he continues to layer it on. He said that he found a genuine connection. He likes where this is going and he sees a potential in them. Chris, you a liar. You are a liar. I didn't know, like, he was lying. Chris, you are a liar. Not only was he lying, I feel like this was pre-breakup bait. Then he continues to say that there's chemistry, but there are some things that we need to work on. Huda agrees. And she said, hey, I just want to ask you, are there some things about me that I'm doing? Chris was waiting for this moment. Chris pulled up to the date knowing damn well he already submitted his 2-week notice. It's just in his back pocket. He's waiting for the right time to just slip it on somebody's desk. Then we have liar number 1 says his thoughts. Liar number 2, Huda, she says that things are great. He treats her great. There's chemistry, but there's also things I need to work on. I'm like, okay, that part, I'm with you. I'm with you. She wants to know how he really feels. He just basically tells her, like, look, I respected your boundary when it came to the whole PDA situation. You don't want to kiss in front of the Islanders. But when he wants boundaries to just go to sleep, she can't even respect that. She interrupts. He's trying to talk. He lets her know, listen, I don't play with my sleep. You were being pushy and you caught an attitude. You gave me an ultimatum like a little kid, counting down 3, 2, 1. Then Huda says, I knew you were awake. And I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense. She keeps interrupting him. He's like, listen, I'm a grown ass man. I'm not a little kid. And in that moment, I had a flashback to to Jeremiah. Huda's excuse is that it was a celebratory day. All she wanted to do was cuddle. It gave her a sense of rejection, which is wild because she literally rejected him by not wanting to do PDA in front of the Islanders by kissing, but you want to do the other still form of a PDA when the lights go out. Okay, but go off, sis. He said, the way you reacted makes me not even want to do that. Period. No more lying. Just like, listen, if you talk to me like that, you honestly think I want to cuddle, you think I want to be in your aura. My mother doesn't even talk like that to me. Huda backpedals, saying, I'm not saying it's right, but we both did things that were wrong. Immediately, he looks annoyed. I'm annoyed. She's obviously getting upset. She's in her feelings because the conversation is centered about her wrongdoing. She's pouting. And then Chris said, this is why I pick my battles, because of reactions like this. Oh, buddy. I giving you reassurance that I want to explore this even outside the villa. So tell me what you want to do so we can go about it the right way. I was like, ooh, savage. Oh man, the reverse psychology of it all. It is so evident that he is trying to get her to end things with him. Listen, I cackled, I hollered, I screamed. Then Huda starts to explain herself, and Chris is listening to her like a professor that's grading a student's like final oral exam. Like, yeah, okay, next. She lets him know, like, there's no time in here to figure this out. We're not exclusive. There are still things that we need to explore, especially the physical stuff. We're already long distance, and I don't know how that's going to work. I like you. I want to get to know you, and I'm scared to open that. Chris karate chops her, and I was like, listen, you're just not that confident in our connection. I said, oh, Chris, the gaslighting. He's like, listen, you're just scared to tell me where your head is at. I already know what you're leaning towards. Just tell me. When I say Chris just sat there and ate his food, he was so happy. Then a singer comes out for entertainment. This poor singer comes out like, am I interrupting something? She starts singing Moon River. You cannot make this up. Huda looks depressed. I'm like, damn, this is pathetic as hell. This is the finale. They are one of 4 final couples. And this is what we're getting? Unbelievable. Chris is like, listen, we still on the clock here. You got to make up your mind. She's like, I know. Then she finally says it. We should just be friends. Chris, on the other hand, is like, cool. No hard feelings. I already knew. I just been waiting for you to say it. Takes a little sip of his champagne. Man, this is peak comedy to me. Just when I thought it couldn't be worse, she asked him, hey, we're going to be around the same people. Can we still be friends? Can we still hang out and not be weird? I was waiting for Chris's answer. Chris answers, no. Chris said, absolutely not. Wrong. I need to separate myself from you a little bit, and I'm going to do that. The way that this man got her to break up their connection needs to be studied. Unbelievable. What amazed me is how Chris didn't even flinch. He doesn't even flinch. It's cool. I'm good. I've been waiting for you to say it. He's not sad. He's not angry. He's not emotional. This was his final gotcha moment. She said it first. He's happy. Game over. This is the softest, coldest. Thank you for your services. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And then she tries to pivot because clearly she still wants access. She still wants to be close to him. And I thought to myself, is this about connection? You want to be connected to him? Or is this really about control? The optics that you're good with someone when really you cause the problems. Honestly, now that I think about it, it's not even about connection, wanting to be close, wanting to have access. It's about control. It's about having a control over the narrative and controlling the optics that her and Chris are amicable and fine, but really the main source of why they having so many problems is because of her. Chris delivers that cold line. I need not to like you anymore. And I need to separate myself a little bit. And I'm going to do that. I said, wow. And I said, thank you, Chris. Thank you. Was he being mean? No. Because this is the line that he needed to cross many moons ago. Wow. Chris gets up and he's like, look, I can't take this. He begins walking on water like Jesus. She starts crying. He walks out barefoot, but then comes back with water shoes. Then he comes up to her. I was like, you ready? Like, let's go. Let's wrap this on up. She's still boohoo crying. He then comes back and is like, listen, why are you crying? Why are you crying? She said, this is hard. Chris is like a fed up parent, just annoyed with their child that was acting up in Target. Then he asks her, why are you crying? Why are you crying? Then she says, do you want to carry me or do you want me to walk? Chris ignored her. He's like, okay, you made your decision. You made your decision to act up in Target. So I'm going to take your iPad away. I'm going to take your treats. That toy that I was going to buy for you at Target, you're not getting it. It is what it is. He then gives her his hand. Do you want me walking in water? Chris says gently, I'm not going to carry you. Oh my goodness. And he walks away. She goes back, pours herself a glass of champagne, and walks across the riverbed with her shoes in tow. Unbelievable. Chris's silent revenge arc has been completed. He was planning to end this, but he just didn't want it to be on his terms, because if things are on his term, we already know she's going to explode. She's going to blow up. This was such reverse psychology warfare, and I was here for it, baby. I was here for it. He let her do the talking. He let her admit all the doubts that she has about them. Then he let her walk right into the breakup. Then hits her with a final blow saying that I need not to like you anymore. Wow. This entire scene was Chris's entire silent revenge arc activated. This was so satisfying to me. Hey guys, we're back. It's Whitney in a completely different outfit, different day. I had some major technical difficulties yesterday, and that's not going to stop us. So now we go from train wreck to Disney. Amaya and Bryan, they have their date, and absolutely beautiful. Olandria's date was my favorite, but this right here, it was giving me very sentimental. It touched me. Amaya lets us know that she feels like a Dominican Cinderella. I knew it. All that Disney commentary I was making about Amaya, I told you, Amaya's a Disney princess gone bad. Amaya's dress was gorgeous. She looked nice. Bryan looked handsome. They brought out the photo albums, pictures of them when they were kids. And as someone like me that's big on family and photo albums and pictures and Christmas, I ate all of this up. Bryan loves Christmas. They dress up for the holidays. They talk about their Dominican culture, traditions, and food. So on the last page of their photo album is a final memory. They go ahead and take a Polaroid picture, put their picture on there. They start to dance. He twirls. She tells him, you're Prince Charming. Then when the fireworks came out, I was like, listen, stop playing with us. This is our winner. They're not even trying to be subtle anymore. Producers really said, like, let's just make it obvious. We had a hard season. We don't care anymore. We want it to end. They were in the show preview on Peacock. They had one of the best dates. We had the Disney energy. We already know who won. So it's finale day. The girls treat themselves to a spa day. We go straight from daytime to nighttime. The guys come out looking as dapper as ever. It was some strange editing because we go from Amaya and Olandria by the pool and then straight to nighttime where the guys are coming out in their suits. I'm like, can we get a little intermission of something? I was expecting to see the boys toast with one another, and then they come. So they then wait for all the ladies to come out. Huda comes out and her dress is absolutely stunning. Beautiful. The sparkles. Love the dress on her. She looked really pretty. Iris comes out and I was like, yes. My friends and my family, we were just like, oh, she looks pretty. I love Iris down, but sometimes my girl be looking disheveled, okay? She looked really nice. Amaya's dress was very cute. It gave strong prom vibes, but she looked very cute in that pink. Now Nick goes up in that gold jacket, that gold paisley jacket, waits on hand for Olandria. Olandria comes walking like she came straight from a runway. Very couture vibes. I was so happy she came out last because she looked so good, so regal. She just looked like the main character that she is. And the fact that this dress is from Shein, listen, stop playing with our girl. So now we get to the speeches. Iris and Pepe, I felt like their speeches were made for Hannah and TJ. That's it. You can't convince me that they're going to be a couple outside of the villa. I really do like Iris and Pepe individually, but together, nah. Hannah literally had Pepe lying in bed with a hydration sheet mask over his face. And I didn't forget about Iris's mom and sister. Who was the first person that was mentioned in that conversation? TJ. I didn't hear anything about Pepe. The mom gave the classic lines, I'm happy for you. I want the best for you. I didn't hear anything about Pepe. On Pepe's side, his family like Iris. But you know, we're just going to have to continue with the plot and the scheme. Bryan and Amaya, their speeches were cute, very sentimental. And I felt like this was the first time I've heard Bryan speak this much. Bryan said, I'm going to just save my best material for the finale. And I respect it. But Amaya, baby, just let Bryan talk. And the two of you, y'all will be fine. So now it's time for Chris and Huda. And I have a conversation with myself. What are they about to talk about? But to give credit where it's due, Huda's speech was actually very nice. Whether I agree with the growth part or not, because growth doesn't happen in the middle of an island dropped off in the Pacific Ocean. It doesn't just happen in a couple of days. But her speech was nice. He had a good speech. I have no further thoughts. So we have our final speech of the night, Nicolandria. Olandria said that she's blessed to have him. She's never felt so seen and understood. She then came to realize that the person standing next to her might be the person that she's meant to find. Here's to something real, new, and something everlasting. I was like, okay, that was nice. Nick, on the other hand, he had the best speech, hands down. He admits that he was a secret admirer. He talks about her fearless loyalty, her passion, meeting each other's family. Then he signed it off with love, Nikki Poo. Gives her a PS, when I secretly kissed you, you were blindfolded. I wish I told you sooner. Hashtag Nicolandria. This was nice. It was really nice. So Ariana comes back. She looks stunning as ever. Did y'all peep the comment when she said that Nick and Olandria are the only day one couple? Yeah, I know. All right, so it's time to announce our winners. Fourth place, we got Pepe and Iris. The way Iris's face was cracked. Mama thought she had this in the bag. You had to catch it real quick, but I caught it. Third place was Huda and Chris. Now we're down to our last two finalists, Nicolandria and Amaya and Bryan. And at this point, before they even announce the winner, I am satisfied. I like them as individuals and I like them as couple. And whoever wins, I was just not trying to see the third couple in the top two. So our winners are Amaya and Bryan. My heart was full. Pepe runs to pick up Bryan. The boys hug. Amaya's running around doing her zoomies. Bryan's crying. It was so sweet. And I just loved how Amaya said that, look, you don't have to be tamed. There's someone out there for you who's going to love you and appreciate you for all the craziness and all the glory of who you are as a person. Don't ever settle. And I said, yes. So Ariana asked Nick and Olandria, like, you guys are runners up. Like, how do you feel? And did you guys notice how Nick didn't even talk about himself? He just focused on Amaya and Bryan first. It was also really nice to see Nick and Olandria like genuinely happy. Faces not cracked. Not not a fake clap, no side eye. Give them a consolation prize or something. Come on. Ryan gets the money. Of course he decides to split it. If it wasn't for Amaya, he would have been home packing with Zach, Elan. He would have been gone. This was a perfect ending to a very chaotic season. We got 2 couples that we can look forward to on the outside. All right, guys. So that's a wrap on Love Island USA season 7. So are we satisfied? This season was chaotic, messy, and sometimes very frustrating, but it did give us some good moments. Nick and Olandria found their way to one another. Cinderella found her prince. The most iconic moment was Chris saying, "I will not carry you." They continue to walk on water like Jesus. Our season villain got left barefoot in water. Child finally got what she deserved. As a viewer, I felt vindicated. Absolutely vindicated. The best speech, Nick, hands down. Who had the best internal glow up? Our girl Olandria. I love to see Olandria's growth coming into herself and realizing that she doesn't need to settle for what's familiar. Beautiful to see. And can we give Ace his flowers? As strategic and focused on game playing Ace was for the beginning of the season, we have to give him his flowers because he carried this season's entertainment. Season MVP, 2 season MVPs, Chelley and Olandria, period. They remain authentically themselves for all 36 episodes. I would say 36, but Chelley, all 34 and 36 episodes. And yeah, this was a really tough season to watch. Very polarizing, most polarizing season of Love Island I've watched. And I've been watching for a very long time. There were so many game players this season, very strategic, a lot of influencers, a lot of people not being their genuine self. The fandoms this year, it's weird. I don't know what's going on with this show. This wasn't just reality TV chaos. This season taught us a masterclass in relationship patterns, friendship, communication, trauma bonding, genuine connection, manipulation, healthy boundaries, settling for what's familiar, choosing growth, performative, actual growth. If you're watching reality TV, from my lens, it's not about just entertainment. I really love watching real friendships and relationships and dynamics play. Ariana announces that there is going to be a reunion on August 25th, and I will definitely be covering that. Love Island Game, September 16th. I will definitely be covering Beyond the Villa. And I also think I might make a whole separate video regarding reunion predictions. So I don't know. Let's just see how that goes. So thank you guys so much for watching my Love Island commentary. I have a lot of videos that I recorded and I could not get them out on time because I'm a newbie YouTuber. I'm learning how to edit and I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I'll make a short, put them out. Just make sure you like, subscribe, stay tuned for more videos. Anyways, thank you again for watching. Bye.